Did you know that 2 weeks ago, Dungeons and Dragons launched a D&D channel? And not only did they launch a D&D channel, but they have 3 shows on there. Faster, Purple Worm, Kill, or Faster Purple Worm, Kill. There's 20 episodes, and they're an hour long each. There's Encounter Party, which is basically just, an actual play. 22 episodes. There's 22 episodes of this thing. And Heroes Feast, which is, they take the book Heroes Feast, which is a cookbook, and they actually cook the items in the cookbook and these are all with like celebrity guests. And this launched, obviously, to
amazing... Yeah, we had an episode about this in advance where we were talking about it.
And obviously to great acclaim because everyone has seen it, and you can find it really easily, right? In fact, I want you right now to type in Faster Purple Worm Kill or Encounter Party and see how easily it comes up.
Let's see. Encounterparty.com came up for Encounter Party, and it's their website, a new television experience using the rules of Dungeons and Dragons. Watch the trailer.
Okay, you found it. You found it faster than me, because the problem is the terms they use are so generic.
Yes.
And if you type in Encounter Party, everything comes up except for the freaking website. And if you type in Faster Purple Worm Kill.
I tried that. I got beetleandgrims.com/pages/Faster Purple Worm Kill, which said 4 first level characters, 1 epic monster, and then had a video of it.
Yeah, but it doesn't link anywhere. Like
it did. And then I also have trailers and clips that are the actual videos. So maybe your Google search is more biased than mine based on your previous searches.
I will say, I think that they've done some kind of a change to make it to where it's going to ping the SEO better.
Yeah.
Because of what all has been going on the last couple days.
Yeah.
So like, just naming your thing like D&D Adventures. I'm sorry, if I looked it up on Google, like D&D Adventures, how many things is that going to ping? Every module ever, so it's interesting to see, like, if I just look up D&D Adventures, which is the branding they were running with this, D&D Beyond is the first thing they come up with. Adventures Marketplace, dndadventure.com, free D&D resources, a list of D&D Adventures, the Wikipedia article, where there's not even in the first, MT Black's website is coming up first.
Yeah.
So here's an even worse thing. So my Google is the one that found the shows when searching for it. But if I search D&D Adventures channel,
right,
my top hit is The Verge saying that there was a D&D Adventures channel.
Correct. Yeah.
Then Variety Magazine saying there's a D&D Adventures channel. Then Nerdist saying there's a D&D Adventures channel. Then Gizmodo saying there's a D&D Adventures channel. Then Collider saying, and then CIBR, and then The Escapist.
Yep.
And it's not the D&D Adventures channel. So
correct.
I found it eventually. It was like number 14.
Yeah. The point
so
is,
like while I could find the shows when I searched them, that is like I added channel to the search term to try to be like, well, maybe they weren't adding the word channel, and it still has articles talking about it way before the actual channel, which is really wild.
The thing is, it's like it's very hard to find. There was obviously there was a lot of press, but the press was coming from other channels, and nothing was like was D&D promoting this at all? Like, I know why they didn't, because I looked into it a little. This was owned and produced and created, this channel, by E1. E1 was the production company that Hasbro bought a couple years ago for $4 billion. $4 billion. Okay, that's more than they're worth, I think, right now, by the way. So that's how much they bought it for. No, they're worth like $6 billion, and they bought it for $4 billion. They just sold it to Lionsgate for $500 million. So they lost $3.5 billion. And I think because E1 runs this, they probably don't even know or care or bother with it, because it's not under Hasbro anymore. I think E1 really takes care of this, and E1 isn't owned by Hasbro. So, this happens a lot. I mean, my brother's in the entertainment industry. He's in Hollywood. This is common. Okay, this actually happens all the time, because shows are bought and sold to conglomerates, and this, things get lost in the shuffle. This happens with movies all the time. Like, how many times have you ever seen a movie starring someone like and no one's ever heard of that movie or ever seen that movie because it was made and then they hope to sell it and distribute it and it just didn't get the distribution, or it ends up like on a streaming channel. This is the same thing. But here's the funny part, or here's the interesting part. I watched these shows.
You watched all 21-hour episodes?
I watched them all. Now, they're not out yet. They actually come out twice a week. So Encounter Party comes out Tuesdays and Fridays. Faster Purple Worm Kill comes out Thursdays and Saturdays. And Heroes Feast, I don't know when that comes out, but I watched
Holy
them.
moly, you watched that many hours of it to report for this. You were really dedicated,
They're
Steven.
an hour long, these shows.
Each
They're not
one.
fooling around. And Instructo Boy, he watched them too.
I didn't watch all of them, but I did watch the first episode of Faster Kill. Yeah.
What did you think? So let's describe it. So Faster Purple Worm Kill. Here's the premise. They basically get famous people, gather them together, including a new DM, even though DM's different, and they just play and I think get killed at the end. That's basically it. But everyone's different, including the DM. So it is, because I watched a few episodes, it's really weird and uneven because there's different DM and different stories, and it's so short. Like, they spend more time introducing themselves and introducing their characters and joking around, and it's like an hour long, so it's like 40 minutes of goofing around and 20 minutes of playing, which probably is the most accurate version of Dungeons and Dragons there is, because that's what you do when you play D&D. But that doesn't necessarily make a good TV show, okay? There's a reason why reality shows have writers on them. I'm going to tell you a secret. They're scripted, okay? Shh, don't tell anyone. But most reality shows have a lot more scripting than you want to believe. And this needed more scripting. It needed a lot more scripting because they're kind of all over the place. And in the world of, I'll let you talk a second. In the world of lots of these types of shows out now, there's a lot of people who do it way better. And I think Harmon Quest is light years better than this show. Like, light years better than this show. What do you think?
I was basically gonna say, like, it feels like it is riffing off of the Harmon Quest format, essentially. Live studio audience, it's framed as D&D as a comedy show, and probably yada yada yada, bring on celebrity guests, and it, like, it's fine. It's not my personal thing, but, like, the thing I was talking about with Jordan on this PH is Silent was, like, it might not be my thing, but I can tell it's the kind of show that would have an audience, right? Like, I don't like Big Bang Theory, but clearly people like it, so whatever, and that's fine. So it's clearly borrowing from a lot of like what made Harmon Quest really popular. I do think that from what I saw, it does kind of feel like the D&D is sort of a backseat to it.
Yes, very much so.
And I was watching it and I couldn't get over the fact that it felt like we were like 5 or 6 minutes in and they were still, like, introducing their characters, and they fielded a question from the audience, and it was like about Seth Green's character's dad's name, and that joke seemed like it took
forever,
way too long to get through, and I was like, wait, are we playing D&D? Like, what's going on? And it's like I said, maybe it's for somebody. I guess I'm not its audience, but I think that there's already a problem with, like, actual plays going on for 4+ hours. And I've criticized Critical Role for, like, if they're pre-recording this stuff, they should probably be editing it down, like what Dimension 20 is doing. But anyways, it's very
the problem with the show is Harmon Quest did it 1,000 times better because, first of all, the DM Spencer Crittenden is excellent. He's a very good DM. Like, I've never seen someone better at herding cats in my life than this guy. he had Dan Harmon, who was usually blackout drunk. Like, if you listen to the podcast, Harmon Town, which is where Harmon Quest came from, these guys were off the rails. They weren't even on the rails. They were off. They were on another planet. I mean, these guys were so off, and he kept them on track constantly. And kudos to him. He was excellent at this. And Harmon Quest, they had the same DM and the same 3 core players, and then they would bring in 1 celebrity guest. And plus they had the animations. So it was really fun. It was really interesting. And that, I think, is the better format by having, you know, core players with 1 guest every week who would come in and mess things up. Because it's like the entire show is, here's the players, here's the game, let's see them do stuff. Okay, they're all dead. Done. It's like, that's it. I mean, you can't get a lot out in an hour, and it just was really fast. And they're all actors, so they're all like, you know, hamming it up, and you know, they're just it was I really wanted to like it, but here's the fun part. They're doing a live show. Okay, you gotta go to PAX. They're doing a live show at PAX this weekend. So I'm gonna try to go to that and see them on PAX. I want to see Faster Purple Worm Kill and see if it's any better live. Who knows?
How interesting.
Yeah.
Well, and like, I think you could do a show with this kind of a format, but I don't think 5e is the system you do it in. Like, I think, you know, something like Merkborg is way better for that, because like Merkborg is all about the metal, like you're supposed to go through a meat grinder. Whereas 5e is an epic fantasy game where character creation is going to take a hot second. And that's.
So there was 2 other shows. Encounter Party, which I actually didn't really watch it that much. Encounter Party is just your standard, you know, that one just had more props, and I believe it's the same people every week, and that's just an hour-long, 22-hour-long episodes of 7 professional actors guide their characters from the high seas to the dangerous streets of Baldur's Gate. Not a bad, you know, it's actually pretty good, but there's a lot of these shows, you know, so, but Heroes Feast, where they had a professional chef, a sous chef, and then a celebrity guest come on and cook recipes from the Heroes Feast book. That was a winner. That was a good show. I was actually okay.
So
really?
Yeah.
Does that mean that I won our little prediction? Because when we had our episode, everyone can go back to the episode where we talked about this. I can't remember who the guest we had on, but Steven and whoever the guest was were just like, that Heroes Feast is going to be, it's not going to be good. And I said, I think it's possible that it will be good. But I'm not sure, but I think that it could. It has the potential.
Well, I'll tell you why. And the first one, I only first watched the first one because they're long. They had Matthew Lillard on. So Matthew Lillard is actually one of the producers of all these shows.
I was about to say, it seems like he's making the rounds on this thing.
Yeah, no kidding. And he was really good. Like, he actually was a big part of it because like he brought a lot to it. And I hate to say it, what brought it up a couple of points, Mark will laugh at this. He is like in the middle, they're just talking about stuff. It's like half interview show, half cooking show. And then he started to talk about his kids going to college, and then his kid just got into Carnegie Mellon. And then the sous chef was from Pittsburgh. So for 5 minutes, we're talking about Carnegie Mellon in Pittsburgh, which 2 are my favorite topics of all time. So I was fully into this.
Oh, I see. You gave 3 Steven points out of 10 for that.
There was a lot of Steven points for talking about CMU, because she's like, I'm from Pittsburgh. And they're like going on and on about Pittsburgh and CMU. And I'm like, yay, because I went to Carnegie Mellon and lived in Pittsburgh for 5 years. So that was fun. But you know what? To be honest, it felt way more humanizing because here he is talking about his life, and they're just talking about themselves rather than playing a character or being goofy. And they're cooking food, and that was fun because everyone likes cooking shows. It was just a much more interesting show on many levels.
They're doing the Hot Ones format is what they're doing.
Yeah, definitely.
So, Steven, if I'm to summarize this, then you would say that the Faster Purple Worm Kill was a flop for you. Encounter Party was kind of a neutral to positive, actual play. And the Heroes Feast was a win.
Oh, yeah. Heroes Feast. I'm going to watch more. I actually was enjoying that. I'm definitely going to watch that. Now, to find it, it's on Freevee or Plex. I would suggest you can find it. The easiest way is you just go to watch.plex.tv.
Hey, that was the 14th thing when I searched for the D&D Adventures. It was the one I eventually found.
That Plex is easier because you can do it in your browser, and then you can literally just type in Heroes Feast, and you'll find it. It just comes up. In fact, I'm going to give the URL in the chat right now because that's how easy it is to find.
So is Plex yet another streaming service?
It's one of the 15,000 streaming services out there. So yes, it is.
I thought all this was going to maybe be on, like, I don't know, like at least YouTube or maybe Netflix, but I just, this is going to be another thing that's going to be a nail in the coffin for it. It's just like,
no one will watch us.
No one's going to sign up for this.
Well, it's free, and you still can't find it.
I thought it says it's charging for a lifetime. Let me see here, sign up.
I don't know where that is. Like they're both. Well, Freebie is free. Plex might be owned by Amazon. All I know is this link works, the one I just gave everyone. If you go to watch.plex.tv and just type in the shows, they come up and you can just watch them. So it has the whole season. So as long as they're released, that's where I was watching them, and I'm just watching them in my browser, so I had no problem. And they have commercials. That was the other weird part, is they literally had the shows with, we'll be right back after these commercial breaks. The commercial breaks never took place when they said they were commercial breaks. It was always like, they'll be in the middle of talking. It's like, and I knocked down the door with it's like, come to McDonald's. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. Like, they just cut the commercials in the middle of nowhere. And then the actual time where they said we're going to commercial, they didn't go to commercial. So, okay. So
unfortunate. To
own Plex, it costs money, but you can watch the shows for free. I have no idea how that works.
What? What?
Whatever. I don't know. But Freebie, you can watch for free. And I know, whatever. Here's the deal. If you want to find them, it's out now. Watch them before they disappear. I doubt they're just going to last very long. I will say they put a lot of money into these shows. I mean, a lot of money. 22 episodes with like not A+ stars, but all A+ geek stars. I mean, you in the geek community will know all these people. You know, they Patton Oswalt. They had
Seth Green.
Yeah, Seth Green.
I saw Will Wheaton was on there.
Yeah, they got a lot of people on these shows, and they're endless. Like every episode has a couple of names, and I was like, wow, you know, these people don't do it for free. I mean, I don't think they're charging a huge amount because they're playing games and having fun, and it's all filmed in LA. So they literally go film for an hour or two and then go home. I mean, it's a pretty easy gig for them, but still, I mean, it's going to be another one of those. Remember when there used to be this D&D television thing?
It sounds like people should check out Heroes Feast before it's gone, because you said it's really good. Actually, pretty good.
Yeah, that was fun. I actually liked that one quite a bit.
I may suggest it, like, legitimately, to see if Linda's family will watch it when we go over for the holidays, because they are always watching cooking shows of all sorts. And so maybe it'll be interesting that it has like the gaming connection to it.
Yeah. The other thing that was interesting is the sous chef didn't know how to cook. So I'm like, this is getting better every time. I'm like, this actually is this is good comedy right here. It's like, you got a chef who plays 3.5. Not only that, he plays 3.5. I was like, wow, he didn't play 5th edition. He said he played some 5th, but I was like, wow, this is looking up. These people.
Okay.
Yeah, I was impressed.